Good afternoon and welcome to Live and Local here on Swindon 105.5 with me, Stu Jackson.
And me, Sean Hodgson, as well.
And today in the studio we have a live guest. We have Michelle Marsilia. Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
And Michelle has a show coming up at the Swindon Fringe. So now we're into March, we can start focusing on the Swindon Fringe a lot more heavily, can't we, Sean?
Well, we've actually got to, also in the second half of the show, a couple of recorded phone interviews. I have to say that in advance because obviously the quality isn't always wonderful, recorded phone interviews. With the Glimmer twins. I think you might work out where they're taking their name from. And also Bianca Bertolot, who's doing a clown production or performance, really. And so those both interviews are going to be the second half of the show.
Well, that also later on we will of course be talking to Michelle about her show The Quiet Zone as well, but first of all let's have a bit of music. This is Turnout from David Celia, a Toronto based artist who's coming all the way over to the Beehive on Friday the 1st of April. So this is Turnout.
I'd never give away, but it happened so fast it came to me today. You like the groove to lean back in your chair as you stare at the fake blonde curly hair. You're pulling fast with your breath held in so tight. You're throwing it with all of your might. I never thought that it would turn out this way. I always thought that it would turn out okay. And this burning in my heart won't go away. Just see me as I was yesterday. I like to groove with my funk chop, he's okay. He'd like to groove with the soulmate, maybe someday. We like to learn hard, hit fast, grow slow, mojo, I don't know. You like the groove to lean back in your chair as you stare at the fake blonde curly hair. You're pulling fast with your breath held in so tight. You're throwing it with all of your might. I never thought that it would turn out this way. I always thought that it would turn out okay. This burning in my heart won't go away. Just see me as I was yesterday. You like the groove to lean back in your chair as you stare at the fake blonde curly hair. You're pulling fast with your breath held in so tight. You're throwing it with all of your might. I never thought that it would turn out this way. I always thought that it would turn out okay. And this burning in my heart won't go away. Just see me as I was yesterday. I never thought
Yeah, David Celia, coming all the way from Toronto. Well, near Toronto, actually, because I did interview him a couple of years ago at Lazy Sunday Afternoons. And he did try and tell me exactly where in Toronto it was, and be honest, he went straight over my head.
It'd be a part of Canada.
Yeah, it's pretty close, really, isn't it? Toronto's narrowed it down even further than Canada, really. Yeah, anyway, yeah, okay, all right then. But he's going to be coming over, and he's playing at the Beehive on Friday the 1st. But, well, it's time now for a bit of this, really, isn't it?
Okay, it's time for the musical medley montage. 5 bands, 5 songs. Name the band, name the song.
So there we are, this week's music medley montage. Now, turning to our guest then, Michelle. You've heard the 5 songs, 5 artists. We do this every week. Without shouting out the answers, if you gave yourself 1 point for the artist, 1 point for the song, total of 10 points, how many points would you say you've probably got at the moment?
I would have said perhaps 6.
6?
Yeah.
That is quite impressive. That's better than I do normally.
That's amazing. No, really, people don't generally come in that confident, actually.
It's going to be hard to know what the originals are, though.
No, it's not. They're all the original songs. They're all the original versions.
There's no covers in there.
No, there's no covers there. I know one sounds like a cover,
Yeah.
but actually the artist claimed it as her own song.
Cheeky.
I know, very
Really
cheeky, isn't it?
cheeky.
Very, very cheeky, very cheeky. Anyway, there you go. We will be repeating those a couple of times throughout the show. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, obviously you're here to talk to us about the Quiet Zone today. So if I haven't said it before, welcome to the show, of course.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the Quiet Zone. What actually is the show then?
So it's a one-woman, one-act show. It's the first play I've written. I've produced it, directed it, written it, and it's an experiment in myself. I'm glad that I've had the opportunity with the Fringe to be able to let me put this on. This is one thing that I have to say I'm glad Swindon has, and this is something that's going to be able for new writers to come up and do these things and have a chance and opportunity to write things afresh and perform them and produce them and write them. It's great.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what's the show actually about? What's the story without giving away spoilers?
Okay, yeah,
obviously.
I don't want to give too much away. So it's kind of like it's about a library assistant, and it's kind of the post closure of the libraries, which in the future, in an apocalyptic kind of setting, and it's a woman who's so dedicated to her job that she's still doing the daily tasks that she's been doing for years and years. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, and I gather you actually work at the library, don't you? So
Yes,
is
I
there a
do.
little bit of sort of semi-autobiographical?
It's
or?
not. I wouldn't like to say that. I would say it's more of a parody. It's an exaggeration of what could happen, and it's
Right,
mildly
right.
comedic, and it's quite sad. I mean, you have to feel sorry for the woman. She's been doing this her whole life, and she just wants. She's just so. She loves her job, but she's in a place where she can no longer perform her job the
Right.
way she'd like to, and there's just no one there to see her through the job, and there's no customers coming in, unfortunately, because the libraries have closed.
Right.
So what's the sort of development of this play then? How is it one of these things that have been lingering in your head for some time, or is it something sparked and you're there one evening, that's it, written it all in one go, or
Yeah.
somewhere between?
It's something of a spark, I think. I think I've always wanted to write a play, and I've always wanted the play to be minimal. I've really liked the play Craps Last Tapes, which is a Beckett play, and I saw that on YouTube. There's a great performance of it. And once watching that, I thought maybe I could do something and draw on the environment I'm in. So create a character. The character is completely fictional, by the way. It's nothing based on...
You say that now, but are there going to be some of your colleagues going to say, hang on a minute, I reckon that bit's me. I always do that.
I'd get in trouble, I think.
Well, I know myself. You take a character and you're someone you know, and they'll have a particular trait, and you'll blow that way out of proportion. So is there a little bit of that at least going on?
Yeah, there's that going on. It's also the actress that I'm working with at the moment is great, and I've come up with these ideas on the journey with her. So a lot of the things, I wrote the play, but it's been building ever since I've met my actress, and we've been going through lots of different variations of what could happen, and we're laying it up, and it's great. And that's something that I think is important in art, is having collaborations. I've had a couple people contribute ideas as well to the play. My boyfriend has done so, and some colleagues of mine have also. And I think that's what art should be. I think it should be a collaboration, and that's what this is.
Oh, wonderful!
And I should definitely cite them. I should put somewhere along the lines.
when you've made all your money.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course.
I could buy him a pizza or something.
Now, this is a little bit of an unusual show, isn't it? For a play, certainly. There's not a great deal of dialogue.
No,
is there?
There's hardly any dialogue.
So you were saying how much dialogue?
Well, actually, it's more monologue because there's no other person in the play. It's just one woman. So you wouldn't have, there's nobody else she's speaking to. She's mostly speaking to herself.
Right. Okay, but a lot of it is movement. Would you say that's more mime or?
Yeah, mime movement. Yeah.
Mime movement. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. And it's quite a short play.
Yeah, it's probably spans around 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But you're on at the double billing with Matt Fox's play, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, The Life We Lived.
Yeah, which is quite long, so that probably pairs up quite nicely. Okay, well, we're going to move on to another bit of music now, and we'll be talking to Michelle further about The Quiet Zone. This is a song from Selfless People. The song is called Selfless People. I'll get this right in a minute. It's because I'm back in the controls again today. It's throwing me, but I'm learning it. I'm learning it as we go. It's from a band, The Rivers of England, who are a Bristol-based band with a new album just come out, and they're going to be playing the Three Horseshoes in Bradford-on-Avon in March. So let's have a listen. This is Selfless People.
You thought you'd go in your own direction. One day you made a rare connection. Seeking praise, never your intention. Your strength beat apprehension. Never one for the photo shoot. You'd wear nothing than a pinstripe suit. You're more aware than the average clown. You never settled in a dull small town. You followed Gandhi since your mother died. You swam against the swelling tide. Went to help the weak and afflicted. Never thought you'd become addicted. Many years in a foreign place. The many crimes of the human race. You never needed to hear the applause. You're a saint with a noble cause. You're an unsung hero. What would the world be without the loving things you do? Put your arms around the world, and you bear it out, and you bear it out, and you bear it out again, and you bear it out, and you bear it out, and you bear it out again. Set a fine example where others found too large a handful. Maybe others too should share the strain. It's you that meant the world would gain. Many years in a foreign place. The many crimes of the human race. You never needed to hear the applause. rather die. You swam against the swelling tide. You found yourself when you looked inside. And you thought you'd go in your own direction. One day you made a rare connection. Seeking praise, never your intention.
Hello, I'm Stuart McConey, and you're listening to Swindon Live and Local on Swindon 105.5.
Yeah, so live and local with me, Stu, and with Sean as well. And in the studio we have Michelle Marsilia, who has the Quiet Zone in Swindon Fringe. So coming back to the show then, Michelle, we were talking a little bit off air about your influences for writing in the first place. So tell us a bit about that.
Oh, yes. So the Fringe, the Edinburgh Fringe is a great inspiration. If any of the listeners out there want to go and see some real experimental theatre, please take a trip up to Edinburgh and you'll see all sorts. And that's one of the places where I saw one of my favourite playwrights, David Mamet. I saw a production, Bobby Gould Goes to Hell, and what was so great about it was just such minimal staging, it's relying on the actor the whole time to bring you through the journey. And that's something that I think I'd like to... This is what this play does. It's going to be it's one actor, and she's going to bring you through this journey. And hopefully you'll still be there at the end, bearing witness to a twist and a kind of sad, emotional ending, I would say.
Right, okay.
I'm just interested in, because this is not only the first thing you've written, but I'm presuming it's the first thing you've directed then.
That's right, yeah.
So with the nature of this, the play, there's not much dialogue, you were saying, or not much of a monologue. I get the feeling maybe a lot of it was in your head, and so how did you manage to convey that as a director to the actor playing this particular role? How did that work?
Oh, so luckily my actress is very flexible in what she does, and when I said to her, do you think you could do it this way, or can we try it this way? It's all about going through so many different variations and movements until you find the right one. And that, as a director, I think that's what's best, and you need time. And luckily, in Bristol, there are a couple places that have let us use their space in certain pubs and things, and we can go through rehearsals there. But yeah, as a director, I think it's about having it in your head at the beginning, and then making subtle changes to things as it moves on, and utilising the space is important.
Do you think, looking ahead, this is something you're going to dip your toe in deeper into the water on then?
I'd love
as
to.
a subject matter, yeah?
I would really love to, yeah. I'm feeling a good rush from this.
That's great. That's wonderful. That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Have any ideas for future stories started to emerge, or is that yet to come?
I suppose I was in the railway village the other day and looking at the old houses where the workers used to live, and I thought that might be I found the setting. I don't know what the idea around it will be yet, but I think that would be a great setting for something. There's something really magical. There's something really beautiful about that place.
And of course, anything with a local connection has to be, it touches.
Yeah, celebrating the workers of Swindon.
Wonderful. Right, well, it's time now in the show for this week's Mystery Voice.
It's the Mystery Voice!
And he went to a punk club, and he came back later and he said it was amazing. They'd made a birthday cake in the shape of the wall, which went all the way around the room.
So there we go. That was this week's Mystery Voice. If those of you who are listening to this week's medley, there is a connection there between the medley and this week's Mystery Voice. Just seemed to happen that way for some reason.
So that's helped me with the medley.
That's helped. Oh, really? Has it? Okay. So there's a bit of a link there. But without shouting out the answers, could you know who our Mystery Voice is this week?
It's a London accent. I want to say David Bowie, but I think that's just because he's in my head.
There's a possibility. We'll listen to
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe.
Okay. Well, we'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're also going to, because you've decided you've volunteered for our 60-second challenge, haven't you?
Yeah.
You sure you want to go through?
I don't know
this?
what I've got myself into yet.
You really don't. You're not a regular listener to our show, are you?
Shame on me.
After this, you may question if you want to be a regular listener to our show, really, don't you? Okay, what we're going to do is that we're going to throw you a subject in a moment. You have to talk about that subject for 1 minute. You don't have to worry about the timings because I've got the stopwatch, you see. And the way it works is if you go off in the direction, you deviate in a tangent, stop the stopwatch, -2 points. If you repeat yourself, stop the stopwatch, -2 points. If you hesitate or pause, we stop the stopwatch and -2 points. We then start the stopwatch again once we've laughed at you. In a nice, pleasant, friendly way, of course.
Laughed with.
Yes, quite. But once you get to the minute, which you don't have to worry about, I've got the stopwatch. For every full 5 seconds beyond that minute, we give you back 5 points. Mm-hmm. People often end up with minus figures, so don't worry about it. I mean, what are the scores on the door so far then?
We have, it's quite a range. We have everything so far this year between -10 points and +9.
Oh,
wow, who was the +9? This is good.
That was on the 17th. That was Joe from Go Moriarty.
Oh, yeah, they were good, weren't they? He was good.
Very good, yes.
Definitely was, yeah. Do you have a subject? I've got one. Have you got one?
No, I haven't.
I'll think of one then. Okay, then I'll think of one then.
But before we come to the subject...
Oh, yeah, we're going to warm up our guest, haven't we?
Just because we know it can be quite nerve-wracking and a little bit stressful doing the 60-second challenge. So we have a piece of nice, relaxing music to listen to just to get you in the frame of mind. So open your ears to this.
Now you're in the spotlight. Are you beginning to sweat? Are you beginning to panic? All your friends will be listening. Can you take the pressure off? The 60-second challenge.
Yes.
So
there we go.
We are.
60 seconds. Are you prepared? Your subject matter. I've got to get the right words. I can't even say the words myself. You have to talk for 1 minute on the subject of the pleasures of working in a library. The pleasures of working in a library, starting now.
Oh, wow, there's so many pleasures. Okay, let's begin with the community base that we have here is amazing. We get so many different people coming in from all walks of life, and most of the time they want to talk and chat and sit down or find a book or ask for recommendations. And as library assistants, we're really willing to help with that. And that's one of the pleasures in the library service. And what the libraries offer is craft groups.
You mentioned libraries twice. It's like, it's just like variation on what the key word is. But you did very well, up to 27 seconds in the first attempt.
27 seconds.
That's pretty good. You're doing well.
Okay.
Wow.
I was impressed.
I was impressed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Continuing on your subject, the pleasures of working in a library, starting now.
Okay. So at Penn Hill Library, we have a craft club, which is great, and we have the kids come in, and we have origami.
You said kids before.
Oh, you can't say kids twice. Okay.
You can't say any word twice, apart from the and, buts, ofs, its, etc., etc. Yeah.
And the words in the question as well.
And then you can say the words in the question.
I'm so fixated on answering the question correctly that I'm eating my words.
No. Well, you did 3 seconds. You're still doing pretty good, actually. You're very impressed here. Very good. So, continuing your subject, the pleasures of working in a library, continuing now.
Pleasures of working in a library. Okay, Penn Hill Craft Club.
You mentioned Penn Hill before.
I thought this was a new. I thought we were restarting again.
No, it's the whole minute. It's the whole minute.
Okay.
So, continuing your subject now. Oh, pause. Hang on, that was a pause. That was a big pause. I'm sorry. Yeah. You thought this was going to be easy, didn't you? You came in here all blasé. I can do all this. Right, 41 seconds.
So,
Right. Now you know the rules now. Is that how it works? It's taking this long to learn the rules.
I feel like they're changing.
You want to change the rules here? You'll have your own rules. Okay, continuing with your subject, starting now.
So we are creating art in the forms of origami and cards and celebrating festivals like the Chinese New Year with children in libraries. I should be able to say which library again, surely. I want to promote the libraries here. So some of the libraries offer these services, and they're great. And I hope people come to them. More people can come out.
You mentioned people. Yeah, I know. Well, you got to 111. She got 111. She got 2 lots of 5 points.
How much longer have I got?
That's it. 1 minute 11.
Oh, okay.
That's it. So you were there. So
what's my score?
Well, I've been keeping the scores very carefully, and I'm afraid you lost a total of 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
However, you gained 10, so you're on +2.
Ooh.
You're our second highest scorer.
Okay.
You're up there. You're one of the winners.
Feel very proud of that. That was
I should have spoke slower. That was the key to this. Winning this.
People don't realise that. One of the keys is also is to have a long build up to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And actually say the phrase itself as part of it, because you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
As long as you don't keep saying it, and people don't realise that. People sort of gabble when they don't.
This will teach you. This will teach you not to gabble. Yeah. Right. This is a learning curve.
That's it.
Elocution lessons on 105.5.
It's a lesson in maintaining calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I've yet to learn.
Yeah.
So anyway, just let's. Well, you've been here chatting about your production again. So just remind people, what is it, and where can people get to see it? What date, etc.
Okay, so it's going to be on at 2:00, April 2nd, at the Shoe Zone Theatre, which was formerly the Arts Site.
A Shoe Zone's a shop.
Shoe Zone, shoebox. My bad. Sorry.
You can go on and buy some shoes if you want, but I don't think you'd appreciate that.
I like shoes.
Freeman, Hardy and Willis as well, maybe something. Is it Clark's as well?
Maybe I've just given something away about my play here.
Right.
Maybe I can work that in now. Yeah, Shoebox Theatre, that is. It was formerly the Arts Site, next to the Wyvern Theatre. And it's £10 a ticket, but you also get to see The Life We Lived, which is an amazing production. So you get 2 for the price of 1. And it would be lovely if you all come along and support this. Swindon's Fringe is something that more people need to know about it.
Well, we're actively supporting it, aren't we? So much so. We're right behind you, absolutely. Yes.
So what date, sorry?
April 2nd.
April the 2nd, is that the afternoon, the evening?
2 p.m, yeah.
2 p.m, April 2nd. And tickets available from swindontheatres.co.uk.
Yeah, and also you can get them from the Wyvern Theatre.
From the box office.
From the box office.
Wonderful.
Classic.
Wonderful.
Okay, well, great. Well, thanks so much for coming in and chatting to us today.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you
Hope
for
it all
listening.
goes well. And, well, maybe see you in the future once you've written your next production.
So. Maybe I'll be at the Edinburgh Fringe soon.
Could well be. But then again, you won't be on Swindon Local then, would you? Because we don't cover Edinburgh. It's a bit too far for us.
I'll keep you in mind.
Thanks very much. Really appreciate that. That's wonderful. We're going to go up to a bit of a slightly change in music, actually. Well, not change. We do have a variety on the show. But of a mixture of Turkish-influenced traditional styles, something. I can't even read my own notes here. Well, look, listen to it. It features a bouzouki, guitars, bass, harmonium, violin, flute, darbuka. It sounds like food, but I don't know what it is. and also some singing as well. That's very useful, isn't it? So this is... You try and pronounce it. I can't pronounce the name of the song.
The song I'm going to attempt is Gelavera Derisi.
It's from the Orient Express. And they're playing Sunday afternoons at Central Library.
düşünmedin sen oy sevduğun böyle yanar sevduğun böyle yanar Gele vera deresi oy gele vera deresi İki dağın arası oy iki dağın arası Yüzünden silinmesin yüzünden silinmesin bıçağımın yarası Yüzünden silinmesin yüzünden silinmesin bıçağımın yarası Sevduğum senin aşkın Ciğerlerimi dağlar Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Oy sevduğum böyle yanar Sevduğum böyle yanar Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Oy sevduğun böyle yanar Sevduğun böyle yanar Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Hiç mi düşünmedin sen Oy sevduğun böyle yanar Sevduğun böyle yanar Sevduğun böyle yanar Sevduğun böyle
That was Galavera de Risi, if I'm saying that right, from the Orient Express, playing the lazy Sunday afternoons at Central Library on the 20th of March. Also playing on the same day is Phil Cooper. So let's hear a track of his now. This is Sunshine Follows Rain.
Walked 1,000 miles to be here today. Nothing could have stopped me. I died 1,000 times waiting for you with every little heartbeat. And I ran away with you. I ran away with you. And I want to go where there's never any pain. I want to be where the sunshine follows rain. And I want to be in your arms. Across every bridge built in my way just to be with you. So much to say from my heart to yours, no way to say it. So I'll hide away with you. I'll hide away with you. 'Cause I want to go where there's never any pain. I want to be where the sunshine follows rain. And I want to be in your arms. Don't hide. Don't hide away. Don't hide. Don't hide away. I walked 1,000 miles to be here today. stopped me, so I'll hide away with you. We'll be safe if I hide with you. And I want to go where there's never any pain. I want to be where the sunshine follows rain. And I want to be in your arms. I want to go where there's never any pain. I want to be where the sunshine follows rain. And I want to be in your arms. I want to be in your arms. I want to be in your arms.
Like now.
So that was Sunshine Follows Rain from Phil Cooper, who's playing the Central Library 20th of March. He's also in session on the 16th. Now, let's hear again another opportunity to hear this week's Mystery Voice. Now, just to be clear, I never hear this unless I've done it myself in advance of the show, so I hear it at the same time as yourselves, dear listeners. I'm confident I knew this one straight away, Sean.
Oh, well, was that obvious, was it? Okay.
To me, but
yeah.
I'll be looking forward to the clues in the second
Hang on,
half.
What do you think he's talking about then? That's the next extra thing then for you. What's he talking about?
I was just listening to his voice, not his words.
No, come on, there you go.
Oh, right,
obvious,
okay.
What's he talking about?
Okay, well, let's have a listen.
Or who's he talking about?
And see if I can...
Who's he talking about? That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Let's see if I can work it out then.
And he went to a punk club and he came back later and he said it was amazing. They'd made a birthday cake in the shape of the wall, which went all the way around the room.
Yes, I'm trying to put a name to who I think it is he's talking about. I think the clue's in there, though.
Yeah, sort of. It is. Yeah, well, there you go.
But I'll have to think of a name.
Yeah. As long as it's the right name.
Yes. Yeah. So, what have we got coming up next then, Sean?
Well, just to let people know, we've got a couple of interviews during the show to do, because we are actively going to be promoting, as you can hear, actually promoting this year's Fringe. And we've got an interview shortly with Bianca Bertolot, and in the second half of the show with the Glimmer Twins as well. They describe themselves as two older chaps. It's their own description, who do performance poetry. And we'll get a piece of them, a piece of music as well. Their performance art, should we say, called the Mod Fod. But that's all coming up in the second half of the show.
In the second half as well, I think I'd like to talk to you about the Passion Play and find out direct from yourself how that's going this week.
Yes. We had rehearsal last night and another one tonight as well. It's all getting very busy. It's all getting very busy for the big Passion Play, Rawton, 25th of March.
Oh, we'll hear about that in the second half then, definitely.
With my part, which I've got 10 lines on, although I do buy some cheats and add some more and grab some more lines, and I keep getting told off because I'm talking too much, but that's the way I do.
You're a bit of a scene stealer then on the quiet.
I was told to shut up a couple of times. But before that, we're going to have another bit of music there. This is Space Beyond, and this is Pornish.
So there we are. That was Space Beyond Space from Calm funk prog rock band The Porn Issue. Now, we've been focusing very heavily, and we'll be continuing to focus throughout March on the Swindon Fringe. And of course, we had Michelle Marsilia in earlier talking about her show, The Quiet Zone, on the 2nd of April. But the day after, at the Mecca on the 3rd of April, there is Bianca Bertolot, or is it Bertolo, who is a clown coming into the Mecca on the 3rd of April with her show Cinco Coisas. So let's go. I know Sean spoke to her very recently, so let's have a listen to that interview now.
On the phone to us today, we got Bianca Bertolot, who's going to be coming to the Swindon Fringe Festival on the 3rd of April and bringing her show Circle Coisas. An unusual name there for a show. Could you just give us a bit of background what that's going to be about, Bianca?
Yes, so Cinco Coisas in English means 5 things, and the show is inspired by the 5 basic developmental needs of a child. Right,
okay, because you come in, it's a one-person sort of clown performance, but you do have a background in, is it psychology you're studying, is it?
Yeah, yes, I'm doing a degree on psychology with counselling.
So is that, so by the sounds of it, you're bringing that knowledge and that background to your performance, and how do you weave that into your performance then?
Through dance, play, clowning, improvisation.
So on the 3rd of April, when you bring your show, what will he actually get to see? What does your show actually consist of?
Okay, so it consists of a narrator and 2 clowns that play, the 3 play together different viewpoints and bringing my own experiences around those basic needs, really. And the narrator will be trying to explain how they work, but it's not like what people should do and what's right or wrong, but really my own experiences and how I see them working.
And you said it's a clown presentation. Does that mean it's a combination of mime and what the sort of particular clothing you would wear and language as well, is it?
It's mainly playful, I would say. There's no really mime. My clown is a very free character, so I can speak and play a lot and improvise and whatever is there in the moment, so there is a little bit of audience engagement if they want to engage.
And the audience it's a family play, isn't it? It's not just aimed at children or anything. It sort of can cross generations, can't it?
Yes, it's for anyone, really. I say that it's for people that are growing, people that are grown up already. Anyone that needs to take care of themselves or take care of someone else would be liking the show.
What is the background to this? How long have you been sort of developing this particular production?
So I first came across those 5 words in March 2014. And since then, I just didn't stop thinking about it and learning more about those developmental needs, really. So it's been 2 years now. And last year I applied for Arts Council funding and I got it. So now I've developed it and it's ready to go.
And what is your personal background? Training to be a clown or acting or theatre training in the background there?
Yeah, I started clowning when I was 15 years old, so that's 10 years ago. In Brazil, I did do things there, and then I moved to Europe, and I trained with Nose to Nose, Frankie Anderson. I did some circus at Circomedia. I also did a lot of work with the Original Spinners, which is a clown dance improvised group. And I started studying alternative therapies in 2012, and since then I started combining those 2, arts and psychology or therapies.
So just remind people, when can people get to see your production at the Swindon Fringe?
On the 3rd of April at 2 p.m. at the Mecca.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks so much for chatting to us today. Really appreciate that, and I hope things go well on the 3rd of April.
Me too, thank you.
So there we are. That was Bianca Bertolot talking about her show Cinco Coisas on Mecca at the 3rd of April on Swindon Fringe. Now let's hear again this week's music medley montage.
Go 5 artists, 5 songs as part of this week's musical medley montage. I'll be giving some clues to those during the second half of the show. How well are you doing on this, Stu?
I haven't been writing anything down as yet because I'm at the controls, so my brain can only handle so many things at once.
But I guess she was getting 6, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Michelle, she was doing very well there. Very well.
Very well.
Yeah.
And there are a couple that I recognise, at least.
Well, I'll be giving some clues in the second half of the show. But just like you know what's coming in the second half, we got an interview with the Glover twins. Going to be coming down from, somewhere in Yorkshire or somewhere up there, somewhere up north anyway. Going to be coming down to the Swindon Dance on the 10th of April. So we've got a recorded interview with those in the second half of the show. We're going to go up to the news now with a bit of Spandau Ballet, and this is Highly Strung.